Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the newest Collab Hunter in Soul Leveling Arise, and it's none other than Frieren from the famous anime. Well, Frieren. Full disclosure, I haven't watched it yet. I know I have to watch it, and I will especially now that we have a collab going on. But what about Frieren? She's a water type hunter, she wields her staff, and she's a really good support. It's been a while since we've had a new water support hunter, and finally we've got one that's also most likely a lot of people's favorite anime. Let's break her down. Audio Gator. The only way to obtain her for free, as far as I know, is by claiming her in the daily check-in reward. Apart from that, I believe you only obtain her through the summoning system. So what makes Frieren worth summoning for? She scales off defense, which means your main stat focus should be defense percent and flat defense. For substats, look for more defense, crit rate, crit damage, and of course defense penetration damage increase. But the real power comes from her buffs. Her skill kit is actually really nice. Skill 1 and 2 are big damage skills, nothing extra here. Her ultimate skill is a nuke as well, without anything attached to it on the skill itself. But the cool part about her comes from her passive. First, her basic attack is a chain of all the stages, which means that you get her core attack with a single hit. But now comes the buffs. When she enters the field, she gets 2 buffs. Mana power control, that increases defense by a lot, and defense magic that grants a shield equal to 20% of Frieren's defense. When she uses her ultimate, she gets the mana power liberation buff, and this buff grants the entire team the defense magic buff, the one that gives shield, and she gets 100% crit rate while it's active, and because of the shield she gives. When you use Water Shine, you won't be interrupted while casting abilities, and if you have used Water Shine as your main, you will understand that her abilities sometimes take a lot of time to cast and you will be interrupted by random attacks, and the shield she gives will help with that tremendously. But the best buffs unfortunately come from the advancements. So if you want to invest in her, you will need her advancements. First advancement gives a buff to the enemy that increases crit damage taken, which is massive since it doesn't care about elemental type, and it's the first one of this style, so it's going to be hard to replace her. The third advancement doubles the buff from mana power control and defense magic, and the shield from defense magic goes from 20 to 30%. And last but not least, the fifth advancement makes the buff on the enemy go from the 5% crit damage to a whopping 15% increase in the crit damage taken, which is something that you're not going to see in a lot of other units, at least not one we have right now. As you can see, the advancements are really important for her to be an effective support. Now for artifact, she's really good with the 8-piece blessing set. Since she's going to be more of a support, this set is perfect. It increases the damage and heals, but for Sanjinu and certain game modes, you will want to use 4-piece Guardian for the shield buffs alongside Seal's Blessing for the elemental weakness damage bonus. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Frieren. Even if you're not into the anime, she's a strong hunter worth building, at least until we get an even stronger option down the line. So what do you think about Frieren? Will you be adding her to your roster, or are you saving for someone else? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!